That's one of the default lines in um the old Republic, like with Inquisitor, like have like stock
God.
voice lines for like you just
For
like the evil option for like stuff,
oh my god,
and
just
it's
like
just like
you're picking
murder
the
and mayhem, something
you're
like.
you're picking the like dialogue and it doesn't read the dialogue. It
It
just like
doesn't read the
plays
dialogue all the time.
a
Like
canned
sometimes it
line.
does, but like sometimes they're like there's just
Okay.
like a pool of lines for certain things.
Well, welcome back to Pentiment. Um,
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
where mm, after the founding of the Abbey, Cheswick says, "I like how did we save on a like dialogue or internal dialogue?" Um,
Because you didn't manually save. You just left with an
well, you
autosave that you're
can't
like,
manually save. It just auto saves when you change locations. Yeah. Huh. Find a way to represent our decent history, depicting revolt. Yes, so we're making a mural in the like the rat house, or if that's what they're calling
Mhm.
it. And yeah, our dad, the printer, was attacked and is going to die.
Oh right, yeah.
Illuminato is the last librarian and prioress at Curacao. May know something about Tassing's early history. Uh-huh. That won't get us killed. That told me about the last prioress Curacao. Told me the last prioress Curacao knew something about the old history of Tassing. Said she became the abbess of a convent. Okay, Santa Margherita in Genoa. Okay. Sure. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. Do not believe we ever met. I was very young when you left Curacao. You were acquainted with my father. He bought many books from the library. For the terrible fire consumed the place. My father and I are creating a mural in the Tassing Rat House. I tell the history of our community and of Curacao as well. We have only legends and folklore, since of course all of Curaçao's books were destroyed in the fire. Well, presumably other than the ones you bought, but I guess didn't buy history books. Or like old records. I was hoping you could tell us something about the early history of the town when the Romans were here. If you know anything about the early history of the Abbey itself, we would also be glad to hear of it. We would appreciate any help you could give us, and we hope you are well. Hmm. I wonder which of these are true.
I mean, I feel
Mm,
like the game would make. I like, given she left before Magdalene was like actually old enough to comprehend stuff, like I don't think she's necessarily lying here. Or well, not lying, but like I think these are things her father probably told her.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think she'd be straight up lying. I'm curious if any of these are exaggerations, perhaps, but I think they're probably all. Yeah, I think they're definitely probably things he said at least once.
Yeah.
I like that, like weaving of that wood on the wall. I'm not even sure what that is.
Oh, you know, the pretzel stick.
Yeah, the pretzel stick. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's for.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
like
it's something. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Oh, we passed time.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Should fit. Ow.
It might be a like dough stirrer or something.
What?
A dough whisk.
Oh, yeah. No, okay, that could be.
Like I
I
don't
was
know
thinking
for
like
sure,
just
but
churning
like
something. Yeah, whisk or
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Magdalene. Hey, Dad. How are you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. You go on. Come back and check on you later. Okay. I guess this was like the night we had come back after we found her get hurt, right? And it was like in the everybody is over in the
Yeah.
room, and Stoltz told us like, "Hey, he's gonna die."
Mm-hmm.
And we just came down. Okay. Or, yeah, they had made the decision to let Magdalene paint the mural.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Theo. All right, so I guess we gotta sleep. Well, I literally couldn't leave the building. Theo, what are you doing? Do you want to sit down or not?
I do not care for the weird arc they put between the S and the T. It's very weird.
Between the S and the T.
In like her when she's like her dialogue, like the script.
Oh, I'll have to look for it. Interesting.
Wow. Big time skip.
She is not investigating the attack on her father.
No, guess not. A lot of urgency.
Mistress Duckerin, I have a few letters addressed to you. Wow, multiple. Take care now. Mother Luminata wrote back to me. Hope her response helped me paint the mural. Ah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mistress Druckerin, thank you for your letter. Hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. We
Well,
didn't mention that part.
I guess
We
that.
sure didn't.
Yeah, like, I mean, we know it was... Yeah, I didn't think about that. We know it was in the letter, and we did not mention that. I remember you both, as your father would carry you between the rows of our library in its final years. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. While we did have some books that discuss Tassing's past, it is likely they were as mythological as what your neighbors believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Kreutzer, read about the history of the town. I know he died during a revolt, but perhaps his family knows some of what he learned.
I don't even know who that is, do we?
I think Tillman is a guy, yeah, is the guy who
Wait,
used
maybe.
to sit in the center of town with he was sitting with a kid,
Okay.
but we never really like spoke
Didn't
to
have
him
any
very
extended
much. No, he
dialogue.
doesn't.
Or-
He wasn't really like he didn't have any plot, but I think that's who that guy was.
Okay.
Should also say that it's not true that all of Kurosawa's books were destroyed by the fire. Andreas Mailer managed to save some from the flames. God rest his soul. Okay, he got some books out, and then went back in. In the aftermath of that terrible night, cataloging and preserving the surviving books was not at the top of any of our minds. Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. Several years before the fire, there was a death at Curacao, the murder of Baron Rothvogel. Okay, yep. It had mentioned something. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historia Tassiae, a comprehensive chronicle of your home. It's coming back finally.
Coming
It's
back
like we
after
thought.
all these years.
It's like this has gotta be the actual key. I had forgotten about it until now because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of Historia Tassiae shortly before he died. Yeah! Never thought about that, huh? We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library and went up with everything else. Perhaps Prior Ferenc took it from the Baron after the murder. Right, yeah.
And he was also killed.
Yeah, Ferenc had an interest in books of all sorts, of course, but it seems like an odd thing to do in the moment. I'm assuming this just would point at whoever was murdered or executed for Baron's murder.
Oh, really? Martin Bauer may have taken it.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been, yeah. I assume her dialogue would be different. That would be very funny. Only God knows what he did and why he did it. Niklaus Haberle. The Baron's manservant.
yeah.
Yeah, I do remember. I believe it may have been stolen
Yeah,
by the town
Niklaus.
thief, Martin Bauer. If Martin is still alive, I would ask him if he knows where the book is. Well
Uh,
oh, I guess. Yeah, she doesn't know. Okay.
yeah, she doesn't know. She has no idea. Hopefully he didn't trade it for a mug of beer on his way out of Tassing. If the man has passed from this world, perhaps his family knows where the book wound up. I mean, we also assumed that Martin didn't steal it, right?
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Because Martin, we talked to, he did steal something, right?
I think he stole like some jewelry from.
Yeah, I think
valuables.
it's yeah. I mean, he didn't care about a fucking book. Like he wanted something
Yeah.
he could sell.
Exactly.
As for the history of the Abbey, I fear that was also lost in the blaze. However, as sacristan, Prior Matthew learned a great deal about the subject. Okay, so the guy who's guarding the sacristy, which is what he was always doing. Responsible for maintaining the sacristy, vestments and objects used in ceremonies are kept. Yeah. And yeah. That was also where their money was.
There.
Somehow Matthew looks even older.
Yeah.
Like, he already looked really old. And
Had gray hair now.
Yeah, his hair wasn't gray yet.
Yeah.
I want to see how short he is. Has he gotten shorter?
Every.
I have not kept in contact with him, but I know that he is now the Archdeacon of Sion, capital of Valais, in the Swiss Confederacy. Okay. He's no longer a Benedictine, but uses his family name. Not even gonna try.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fauci guy says.
Fauci.
If you write to him soon, your letter may reach him before the snow covers away. Yep.
Not to be confused with Pele.
Please convey my best wishes to your father. He was a good friend to the Abbey in its better years. Despite the violence that occurred, I hold no ill will towards anyone from Tassing. That's good. I was kind of curious about that, given that her father was a pretty vocal supporter of the whole peasant revolt. Pray that you have seen better days since that night, and that God forgives the many errors we made. Bless you as well. Right.
Oh, I want to see, where was that at?
I said it was in Italy,
Okay.
or it's in Genoa specifically, right?
Filet?
No.
Where Illuminata was. I don't...
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was in Genoa.
See, look at the S and the T. Ugh.
Oh, the what do you call that? There's a word for that. This is this is that's a Just Sawyer thing. They're in Pillars of Eternity, and there's a setting
Oh
to turn them
no.
off, but they are on by default.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm glad there's a setting at least.
Esther wrote to me. Okay. Oh, hi, Esther. Dear Magda, my parents are glad to hear from your father. Please tell him they wish to hear from him soon. Well,
She's in Prague, right?
I think so? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's... Speaking of printing, your ink was well received indeed. I've made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Elisha's taken to making his own ink from scraps he found around the house after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several pfennigs trying to find lapis at the market. So coins of some kind. She set him scrubbing the floors for it. Took him 3 days. I'm glad you're keeping busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have room whenever you decide to make an appearance. Though, really, if you don't plan to stay in Tassing, you ought to come sooner rather than later. There are plenty of beautiful young Christian men around town, printers and academics alike. Or maybe something else. You'd have your pick. Prague is a good city for me as well. Before the expulsion, there was a handsome man at synagogue. Simond caught my eye. His father is a merchant, and he's a doctor. He went to the University of Padua. Padua? Can you believe it? I'd quite like to marry him, if I can find him again. Anyway, I think you'd have even better luck than me. The boys would swoon at a beautiful blonde artist from the Alps. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come see when it is finished.
So is Esther the girl that was being born by the Jewish couple that
Yeah.
the midwife was yelling at the townsfolk about?
I'm pretty sure.
She is their daughter, yes. I was trying to remember if she was already around. I don't think, yeah, I think she was the
Yeah, I
baby.
think that was, yeah.
Because she has, yeah, now she's got another little brother, it sounds like. Hey, Dad, how are you feeling? Magdalene. Sitting upright is still a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach turn, so I'd rather not eat at the moment. Are you sure? I can bring up something light, like milk or broth. No, I can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to? I need to get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Luminata didn't know much about Tassing's early history, but she did give me a few places to start. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather could have told him any stories. Luminata said he used to read about the Romans. Grandson of Tillman. Mother Illuminata, Magdalene. Young Kreutzer has mentioned those tales from time to time, yes. He comes by to borrow books now and then. Usually when he's found some interesting old ruin out in the fields. You might ask him about that. Bill Peters always harumphed about how no one paid attention to the old ways anymore, too. God, I forgot that Il Peter is somehow still alive.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll have some stories to tell about old Tassing. You might stop to talk to him. I can hardly understand him. He's so mean. Yeah. It's nice to feel useful, even if I am stuck here in bed. Just glad you're awake. You might talk to Smokey. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anyone else. That, and he's a known gossip. Forgot that we're an eavesdropper. He told me that he saw Artemis and Kraft swimming together in the pond just last week. Oh lord, I can't imagine the fit Veronica would have if she knew. Well, I'm not gonna tell. I trust the spirit to convict them, since I cannot. Well, Smokey may know who else you should talk to then. You may hear something worth your while, at any rate. We'll go talk to him. What about the ruins, or the mines? I can't just use books and stories alone. I want to explore whatever is left over from the Romans and before. The salt mine and Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tassing, so it only makes sense to see what they left behind. Finally going into that mine. Take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research. You always said that's what good artists do, Dad. Be careful, alright? I know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't want you getting hurt. I don't know why Jorg doesn't keep them in line. Always making trouble, those two. She...
What? Wow.
Wait, yeah, they're Big Jorg's kids? I don't know that I
I didn't know
realized
that.
that.
Okay.
So
Oh.
Big Jorg named them after Greek gods.
Hmm.
Or maybe it was the mom's idea, I don't know. I'll be careful. I still need you to run the press for a little longer after all. Don't forget your other chores while you're running around town, alright? You still have a household to run. Don't worry, I'll get everything done. Better get going if you want to do all that today. See you later, Dad. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Alright. Oh yeah, this is completed.
Thank you for info dumping before you die.
So we can write to, yeah, Matthew, talk to Il Peter, talk to Black Till, talk to Smokey.
Smokey.
Can't write currently. Do that later. Magdalene! Magdalene, dear. Good day, Magdalene. Hi. How's your father? He's doing better, I think. Have my prayers. You'll need them with Werner on the case. Jeez. Anna, do not speak ill of the good doctor. He's doing his best. He's a bitter, washed-up drunkard. Everyone knows it. He'll have eyes. Yet we ought to trust and believe in him. May inspire him to be better. Hasn't he had enough time to become better? We're all always growing and becoming more as people, Magdalene. Tell that to whoever he gets killed with his incompetence. No matter. I'm just glad to be sitting down for a moment. I'm so tired. Andreas and Ulrika can wear down even the most vigorous person. Not even young Utz could keep up with those two. Blessing and the curse of small children. Mom! Ulrika, is she alright? Oh yes, she wanted to run off and hide so I could find her after I've caught my breath for a moment. I don't think she appreciates me taking this long. You're not playing along, Andreas? Hiding like your sister? No. This young man won't lose sight of his mom.
Oh.
Magdalene, could you perhaps go find Ulrika in my stead? Sure. Wonderful. She's somewhere in town, although I'm not sure where by now.
Well,
She
to
ran
the
up
left.
the street toward the bakery. Yep. I imagine you could find her by the giggling.
Mm-hmm.
Side quest. Find the hiding child. Hey guys.
Honestly, the children in this game are so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello,
So
Matilda.
we've said it a million times, but I just love the art direction. So
Yeah.
good.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Voislaw, how are you two? Very well. The Lord has blessed us more than we deserve. And how are you, Magdalene? I was worried with you keeping the house and the workshop all on your own. Let me bring by some soup for you and your father. Yeah, you're very kind. Not at all, Magdalene. This is how Voislav and I serve Tassing. Our vocation may have changed, but our gratitude to God and the town is not. It's hard to imagine you two ever lived in the Abbey. Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. Harder time, to be sure. The Benedictines anything like the poor Clares? We live simple lives of devotion, but not that simple. I'm given to understand they don't make art in the convent now. Such a shame in that beautiful workshop. In any case, a nun's vows include dedication to a simple life with all the challenges that entails. But I struggled with my vows, my discipline. I couldn't live as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Voislav. Yes, I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Together. We fell in love. We did. Well, I seduced her. You certainly did not. Are you telling young Magdalene here that you seduced me, then? Voislav, please. So you left the Abbey. Well, we were found out, but our secret was kept. Still, the matter ate at my heart. That and being falsely accused of murdering the old Baron terrified you. Well, nobody actually accused you. It just came up.
I'm pretty sure, like, Andreas
Yeah.
specifically did not mention the
Yes, we did
information.
not bring it up
That was
to
not even
the
a choice, right? It was-
Yeah, we had the
Well,
option
no,
to bring it up.
yeah,
Oh.
Because we could only accuse Matilda and we couldn't accuse Voislav.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, if one of these two did it, like it's him, not her.
yeah.
Um, I almost account for our sins, Magdalene. I was afraid I would account for mine sooner than I thought. This was the hardest years of my life. I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. But the Lord always provides, even in the darkest days. The Abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. That must have been incredibly difficult. Many of the other brothers and sisters left for other callings, and it was simple enough to set up shop here. I miss the sisters terribly some days, but truthfully, it's been a relief not to be constrained by my vows.
I'll be right back.
The Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalene. Never think that you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think it godly. I'm glad you two are finally able to live life together. You both deserve it. Only by the grace of God are we in this life together. May it be many years before we part. I'll send that soup over to you shortly. Hello, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Rezi and I are very worried. Not well, Endris. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Has Gertrude been by to see him? I'd trust her over that doctor. He's not reliable. He's all Dad and I have. I don't know what to do, Endris. Oh, Magdalene, I'm sorry. I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Rezi and I can do for you, let us know. I will. Thank you for your kindness. It's nothing. I owe your father more than I could say. Hello, Mr. Struckren. How's Klaus? Endris and I have been terribly worried. Spirits are high, but he still gets headaches and spells of dizziness. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Endris is always ready to provide. He and Klaus have been friends for a long time. Yeah, so this is the... Andreas told Endris to go find his girl. I've heard tales of Endris coming to find you in Innsbruck. How did that even happen? The twists of Providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl selling all manner of wares on the market, pots and the like. One day this man appears to the stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his words, but charming in a way. We spoke at length. I was intrigued, and soon enamored, as if a candle had been lit. Endris is a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul. How did it feel to leave home for someone somewhere far away, uprooting yourself from the life you had? Frightening, to be sure, leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind. But it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and build a new life. There wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck, few prospects for a poor girl. I couldn't see myself sitting at the market, continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there are risks you just have to take. It's very inspiring, Rezi. I'm glad you found happiness here. We all struggle in this world. The moments of joy outweigh the bad. It's how God has set the world, His benevolence guiding us through it all. I feel I've been blessed, and it's not been all bad for Endris either. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy, and other things. Thank you for telling me about your past. It's nothing, Magdalene. I hope it has provided you with some encouragement. Don't forget, you are important as well, and deserve to live your life. Alright, I have to assist Endris with a few things. should talk to Utz. We do need to talk to Blacktail. Magda! Hello, Ava. Magda, darling. Utz isn't here, I'm afraid. No, we know. We saw him outside. I wasn't looking for him. No? Are you sure? Jeez.
All right, what did I miss?
We talked to Endress and Endress's wife. And Endress is the blacksmith who we,
Okay.
with
Uh-huh.
Andreas, we told, he's like, oh, there's this girl that I saw in Innsbruck that I really liked, but I didn't talk to her, and we told him to,
Okay.
he
All
should
right.
go back. And so that's, yeah, we talked to her about, which was more relevant for, because, like, she was like, uh, oh yeah, it was very, scary to leave the town that I grew up in. I didn't know, left everything behind. I didn't know if it was gonna work out, but it did. It was great, and you should, you should
Yeah. Yeah.
basically, like, yeah, you shouldn't be afraid to go somewhere, and it's like, oh. Um, Now we're talking to Ava, and Ava was like, it's, we talked to we initiated conversation. She's like, "Oh, sorry, Utz isn't here." I was like, "We're not looking for him." She's like, "Oh, really? Are you sure?" Uh, I'm sorry to disappoint him. He'll recover once he learns you've dropped by. Oh my god. He's always working on town council business these days, and he's still working at mastering carpet. True. I suggested a few years ago that he take up an apprenticeship, but he was determined to remain in Tassing. He's more comfortable here, even if that means he'll never be the craftsman Otto was. I help him how I can, but there's only so much I know how to do. Besides, I think he feels like he's taking care of me instead of the other way around. Funny how time does that.
Is that a hoop and stick in the back?
Oh,
Classic toy.
yeah.
Classic
I
toy. The
think you're
hoop and
right.
stick.
Yes. I don't think Utz wants to leave, based on what we've seen. Sure. Every day. I see him in the little things Utz does. The way he smiles or how he laughs. I miss my husband, but I'm proud of it. He's growing into a capable young man. I'm excited to see him grow into a husband and father. He'll make a wonderful partner.
Okay.
I need a, like, sarcastic tag here.
Uh-huh.
Like, if he grows up, that is. He still acts like a boy half the time. Oh, that's the way of men. The Lord gave them lofty spirits that need to exert
Oh my
themselves.
god.
Give it time, Magdalene. You'll see. All men are tempered by marriage. If you say so. I'm sure you have things to do. I'll let you get back to them. Always good to see you, Magda. Okay. We actually came here to speak to Blacktill. God bless you, Magdalene. Do you have a moment? Of course, what do you need? It says you've been obsessed with your painting. Yes, that's true. I'm looking into the early history of Tassing for the first part of the mural. Mother Illuminata said your grandfather read about the history of the town. Ah, fertile fields, that is. Seemed like old potsherds and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All of Granddad's reading came from the Abbey's library, though, and you know what happened there. Poof, up in smoke. So you don't have any of his old books? Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some when the Abbey fell in hard times, but they were too expensive. But I could show you something better than books. Anything would help. Right, so we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals, bricks from what looks to be an old forge, mountains of salt. Even found a little bear carved from amber. Oh, I've seen one of those. Where did you find all this stuff? It's not just me. Carl finds things. Fabian, too. Carl with his swoon hat. Any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning up something. Where are you keeping these things? Nowhere. We just toss them into piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but we can't do much of anything with this stuff except look at it. What do you think it all means? I don't follow. How do you think these people lived? Interesting that the question was, okay, meaningful. Rough, I'd say, but comfortable. We don't find much of their clothes or their houses, so they must have rotted. I guess that would mean they were living in huts. I don't know if that's... I mean, just wood. Just like your house. Their tools are good quality. If they weren't rusted all to hell, I could probably use them today. I don't know why, but I assumed they'd live in caves or in the muck.
Magdalene, please.
Didn't you read the book on, like,
Is this the
ancient heroes
Paleolithic?
and myths? They weren't Christians, no doubt about that, but they weren't animals either. I'd say they had it hard, but they got by. Not so different from today, really. Earlier you mentioned something about salt. Did the pagans start the mine? Had to have, I'd say. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. Okay, this makes... I was a bit confused, but this makes more sense. They are not including the they are distinguishing the Romans from the pagans.
Okay, so they're talking about the
I
like
mean,
barbaric German times or
I
something.
think that's what they mean, yes, because it's a weird medieval, like, commoner. They don't... yeah, I'm sure that they have to know that the Romans were not always Christian, right? Like, that's...
I mean, you'd think, but I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, they specifically say the Romans weren't Christian.
Well, because he's saying, oh, then, like, the Romans... Because she was like, oh, the pagans built the mine. And then he's like, yeah, and then the Romans came and, like, expanded it.
Yeah.
That's why testing was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. Always wondered why they'd settled in such a small alpine town. Think there's anything left of the pagans down there? I don't know, but anything they left would have to be better preserved than what we dig out of the fields. Magdalene, tell me you aren't thinking of going down there. I'm definitely not thinking of going down there. What if there's stuff that could help me with the mural? That stuff has become a emphasis word. Magdalene, that mine is hundreds of years old. You could break your neck just getting in there. Okay, there's her mythologic understanding coming back in. Come on, you're just as curious as I am. Well, sure, but Imagine how your dad would feel if you got hurt. Uh-oh. He doesn't have to know, right? You won't tell him, right? Oh no. Not lying to your father so you could put yourself in harm's way. Now, you're a clever girl, so I don't doubt you'll find your way in if you set your mind to it. But I can't help you, Magdalene. It'd break your father's heart if something happened to you. Damn it. It's fine. I understand. This has been a big help. And spread some knowledge around. Important for folks to know their past. You think all this pagan stuff will make it in the mural? I could bring some of the things the boys and I had found over to the rat house tomorrow, if that'd help at all. Yeah, that'd be great. Glad you're taking an interest. I thought no one cared about the pagans but me and Granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict, worse now than they used to be. I'll be careful. She was in the forest when we were introduced to her.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Hey, let's go, yeah, let's go down here. Magdalene, how are you keeping? I'm eager to continue work on the mural. I have so much to do before Christmas. I'm certain it will be the pride of Tassing when you're through. You've always had your mother's talent for art. And how is your dad? You're one of the only people who asked how I'm doing before asking about my dad. I know how it is to be the sole caregiver. Yourself disappears behind the needs of the persons you're looking after. I worry about you, carrying that weight. I remember when my dad fell. We cared for him best we could, but those few months before he passed were a tough time for everyone. But I believe God will pull your dad through. Whatever the doctor says, we need him. Have you thought about what you'll do if your dad doesn't come through this? I can't think that far ahead right now. Focus on the here and now. Be here for your dad. But you're a good girl, Magda. There are any number of families in Tassing who'd be happy to take you. Oh my god. You have someone in mind, don't you? I promise you, I do not. Such a modest girl. Your dad raised you right. I mean, of course. He's about as subtle as his father, God rest Otto's soul. I miss him. I wish I'd got to meet him. Properly, I mean. He made an impression, that's for certain. The girls around town knew better than to moon after him, though that didn't stop some of us. He was Ava's from the start. So it swears to be yours. But if nothing ever comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Kraft's a nice, hard-working boy. He's got a sharp mind. He could provide for a family.
It's got a great mac and cheese, too.
Are you trying to set me up with your son? Can you blame a mother for trying? You're a good, respectable girl, Magda. Any family would be lucky to have as a daughter. I don't mean to be rude, but I'd prefer to decide in my own time. All right, I'll let it lie. You know, not every marriage may start off on solid footing. But if you pray and work and trust in the Lord, you can find it in time. Believe me.
Someone murders your husband, and a stranger comes and replaces him.
Yeah.
You're not making the prospect sound very enticing. Marriage is our natural state. It's in our homes that we're closest to the Lord. The Lord made us from Adam's rib because he meant us to be a part of man. Oh, you would be lonely to never know that fullness of purpose. That's no life for someone like you. You're not the first person to tell me that. That's because your elders are wise, Magda. Trust in our love for you and in the Lord's purpose. God, she needs to get out of this town.
Seriously.
And that's why legal guardianships.
Yeah.
Right.
God. I had a question about an old book. Martin is supposed to have stolen it from that baron who was killed years ago. Do you know what happened to it? Oh. I hope this doesn't get me into any trouble, but I still have it!
Wow.
What?
Oh,
She had it the whole time!
Come on, burying the lead.
Fuck! Jesus! He did get it!
I did not expect that.
Martin left it behind when he ran off. Yeah, because... Why did you keep it? What was I supposed to do? The Baron was killed soon after, and there I was, holding his stolen book. I didn't want Martin to get in any more trouble than he was already. I never read it, though. I don't read well. Can I have it? I don't know. Hmm.
Hmm.
Need to reference it for the mural. But won't everyone wonder where you got the ideas? I've been talking to people all over town. They'll think I got the ideas from them. Oh, alright. I'd like to have nothing more to do with it, to be frank. It reminds me of difficult times. The stolen book of a dead nobleman in our home. Perhaps it spoiled our milk and turned our eggs all these years. Here you are. Please don't tell anyone I had this. There it is. Oh, it's in Latin. I can understand a few words and phrases. I'll take a closer look in the evening. Morning, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Enduring, even when his speech is slurred, he keeps a cheerful heart. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man. Tassing is a better place thanks to him. He's one of the few in Tassing who hasn't been on my back all this time. Yeah. What is there to elaborate? It's all gossip. So what if I occasionally get into a few brawls? I'm an honest man. I wasn't involved with what happened to Otto Zimmerman. I supported his cause. I've pulled my weight around here, tilled the soil, salted the meats, provided for Merkita and Craft. I've done
Meats.
enough backbreaking work for the family. Can't a man just have a goddamn rest?
No.
She supports you in all this, doesn't she? That's a wife's duty. Take note, Magdalene.
God.
We get along, though she often spends more time with Veronica than me. They've been good friends since childhood. Yeah, good to have friends. Good to have friends.
Mhm.
Right. I lost enough time to this as it is. Time for you to go. Oh, okay.
Whoa.
There's still nothing down here? Yeah. No one's taken up the widow's old house. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural coming? I hear you browbeat the council into letting you do it yourself. Well, they didn't have a chance against me once I'd set my mind to it. That's the spirit. It's good to see you standing strong against those stubborn bastards.
Hell yeah.
God may have made man from dust, but I swear he left some of them with rocks for brains, too. Did you know Jorg was by to check on my hinges? I've had about enough of their silly projects. That Zimmerman boy seems to have a good head on his shoulders, though. Oh, God. Once you're settled down with him, you'll have a good life ahead of you.
Oh, every single person. Okay.
I'm not gonna marry him. Are you so sure there are better prospects for you in this town? Don't tell me you'd prefer the gardener
No, which is
boy.
why we're leaving the town.
I'd rather leave Tassing.
Yeah.
Show me another town of the Empire with 2 local saints in our fresh alpine air.
Wow.
But you're always going to forge another path, just like your mother. I have no use for the world beyond Tassing, but I wish you luck in it. Hey, Magdalene. I heard what happened to your dad. How's he doing? Resting. He suffered a severe blow to the head. I'm worried, to say the least. Hans sends his regards. The Bauer household is praying for a swift recovery. Thank you. Thank Hans and Utah. I will. Klaus has always been such a bedrock of Tassing.
Look at
I'd
those
hate for him to
bees.
die. Sorry. Do you miss your father? Your real one, I mean. Do I miss him? Kind of. I don't remember Yusuf all that much. He's become a haze of sorts, a faint echo, a feeling, an occasional emotion. I was so young when he got killed. Mom said I had trouble understanding what had happened for a long time. I understand. My mom, she's like an empty hole in my life. I have nothing of her. Yeah, you never even got to see her, right? Not even a memory. Oh. Suppose you have yourself for comparison. God molded you after her. I can imagine how she could have been like, stubborn and unruly, yeah? I'm not stubborn and unruly. Guess not, but we know what happened 18 years ago. I can understand why the town council is careful. I don't know. I'm not smart like you, Magdalene. Winter draws closer, so I've got a lot of preparations to take care of. Truly hope Klaus recovers soon. I'll look after you both. Hello, Magdalene. Hans? I hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good man. Thank you. I'll tell him you said that. Good. This town has seen too many terrible things. Though you've recovered before. Maybe the Lord will turn your dad to health too. I pray you're right. Be glad you have this time with him, I say. I shouldn't have had as much. Hedwig. The gardeners. Ah, here's ill Peter. Hello, Peter. Can I talk to you for a moment? What's that? I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about Tassing. Oh, the old tales. It's been so damn long since anyone had a thought to ask me about what I know. I Someone get this man a chair. There's still a few of the old tales knocking about in this skull. Are there any myths from even before the Romans came to Tassing? Of course there are. The Romans weren't the first ones to live here, you know. There are spirits older than the saints that live in these woods, older than the Romans. They protected Tassing before St. Moritz ever set a blessed foot in town. What sort of spirits? Sort that I'm getting at. Didn't your father teach you patience? Sorry. It's Perchta and her wild hunt that scare them evil ones away. They've protected Tassing since its founding day. Long before those Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Raetus. Wait, isn't Raetus a Latin name? Huh? The ending of his name is the masculine singular ending common on most male Roman names.
I'm sure he loves to
Probably what the
learn this.
Romans called the guy.
Oh, hi, miss.
Hello. How are y'all?
Oh, all right.
Okay.
You solved the murder
We're
or attempted?
No.
not really.
I mean, as in the attempted murder.
Yeah.
I guess it's
Well,
we've been told that long term it will be a successful murder.
yeah. The attempted murder happens, and then we wrote a letter, and then we waited whatever, some long amount of time without
Yeah, it's
doing
really
anything.
interesting how like the relationship to time in the Magdalene section is it just a different thing entirely, and I kind of like it. The letter writing is fun.
Yeah, I think that's it's interesting because it's a change of pace, I guess. It's like
Yeah.
Magdalene is not in a hurry in the same way that
Magdalene doesn't
Andreas
have
was always on a clock.
Andreas's fucking problems.
Yes, that's also true.
And Andreas was just a kind of a freak, is the thing.
The thing that I was expecting, and maybe we'll still get this as we go through, is like because of how the clock works differently, that the actual like time periods of the day work differently. In terms of, like you basically had like, a basically one turn, like basically like a turn for like a regular action that takes time, and then a meal, and then like another, turn, whatever, with Andreas. And I was assuming that like that is going to we're gonna see a similar kind of schedule thing, but it's gonna
A
work
version of that.
differently because their conception of time has actually changed.
Yeah.
Because that's very interesting.
I also like that the clock is just the clock at the top of the rat house.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a fun little touch.
Yeah.
That Baltasar did something. Great work, dude.
We got the book right or no? We didn't.
Yeah, we did. We got the book.
Yeah.
We have the book. We were so fucking concerned
His
about. We were
story
like,
tastic.
Holy shit.
this is the whole. I can't believe Martin actually stole it.
Yeah, I know.
We're like, oh no, Martin didn't steal it. Why would he steal this book?
Why
It
would he
wouldn't be
care
about
worth
some dumb book?
anything. Which he did leave it behind because it wasn't worth anything to him. Plenty of names end with the same letters. Doesn't make it Latin, does it? Quit your yammer and listen. Folks weren't as kind as they are now, and the tribes fought one another for the best land. Yeah, people don't do that now.
Right.
Everybody stopped this, of course.
No wars inside the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah, I was about to say,
especially not for
no attention.
specifically land.
Yeah.
No, nobody cared about who owned what land in the Holy Roman Empire. Please do not check.
The old chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who neglected the old gods. He was too proud to make offerings. Because of him, the gods favored other tribes, and Raetus' people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering what they could to survive. One day...
And they migrated into the Roman Empire.
Yeah, this is... Yeah. It's an interesting, like, yeah, like medieval understanding of
Of the pre-Roman
mhm.
tribes, yeah.
One day when winter was approaching, Greatus went hunting and found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast, as most men would, he helped the beast and loosed it from its bounds. Was the wolf a spirit in disguise? Of course not. Wolves are wolves, girl. Spirits don't need the skins of animals for their power.
Obviously.
Still, you've got the sense of the thing. The old gods are keen to repay favors done, and Perchta is the goddess of the wild hunt. The wolves are her animals. She leads the wild hunt, and the wolves lead the hunts of the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now I'm the only one who remembers these things. Perchta saw Radis's action and took favor on him, and told the wolf to lead the chief to her sacred spring. Right. Radis led his people to the spring and claimed it for his homeland, and we've been in this valley ever since. Then those goddamned Romans came and destroyed everything. But you see, there were other gods protecting this place before St. Moritz. It's why a
Shaking
few of us
fists,
still
those
honor
fucking
Perchta.
Romans.
She protects us against witches and fiends. We don't need Perchta. Our salvation is in Christ. It's a wonderful story. Perfect for the first part of the mural. Good, good. Nice to know I can still be of some use in this town. What about the Romans? Do you know any Roman legends of Tassing? Roman legends? I don't bother with stories from outsiders. Tales of gods that aren't our own. The Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. Yeah, I'm sure we're all, like, have no Roman, no Roman ancestors. Spent
Yeah,
generation after
his
generation.
conception of them as outsiders is very funny, seeing that they are either gone or integrated
Yeah.
at this point.
And there was a point earlier when we were talking to Black Till where we asked, like, what do you think, where do you think the Romans went? And I was like, you know, we didn't ask it because I was like, well, they didn't go. I don't think they went anywhere. Like, they just.
That's such a fun question.
In
is the
Rome.
thing.
They're in Rome.
Of course. A place that uncomplicatedly exists as one thing.
Huh?
Sorry, I think they're in Anatolia currently.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. They went, yeah.
the Romaloi. Generation after generation, building Tassing back up in those days. Still, our traditions keep dying. No one to carry them on. Only Ursula's given a damn about them these days. Oh, Ursula.
Really? Okay.
Well, that's why I want to know, Peter. These stories need to be on the mural. Mural. Hmm? Fine, fine. But I don't know any of the old Roman shit. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, Peter. At least someone wants to listen to me. Little Ursula used to sit by me years ago and listen to everything about the old customs. Too busy for that now, of course, but you might talk to her. She might remember more than I do now. Used to listen to the widow, too. Old Ottilia knew more about the old ways than any of us. Yes, we know.
Mhm.
Tired. Talking so much has made my jaw ache.
I like how ill Peter, every time we've seen him since the very beginning, is like has his dialogue interrupted by coughing. And it's
Yeah!
you're like, oh, this poor guy's
Somehow
not gonna be
this
around.
guy
He's like,
is...
and he
Yeah,
just
he has
laughs the
outlived
whole
so many
time.
people.
Yes, he is. He has been ill Peter for
He's
like
ill, but
40
he's
years
alive.
now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. This is the thing is, like, I know guys like this. I had,
Yeah.
like, a great uncle who was just, like, never well, but lived to be 90-something.
Uh-huh.
It was wild. Constantly smoking.
Magdalene. How are the hinges on your doors? Excuse me? The door hinges. We did hear that he was going around looking at hinges. He's so obsessed with the hinges. Are they in good working order? Well, our door's still open, so I expect they are. Maybe Andrew should take a look at them. Why do we not have a... Okay. We gotta get all these again, I guess. I would have asked your father, but... Anyway.
Let them have their silly little hobby.
You wouldn't believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust. This is like... Guy just found out about, like, hinges can rust. And
Yeah,
it's just like...
Big Jorg is inventing a new type of guy to be.
Yeah.
It's great.
Jorg, if you want an excuse to snoop in people's homes, just invite yourself over for supper. That's not... The council is looking after the town. Paul would like to institute a yearly check on all homes in Tassing. What do you think of the idea, Jorg? Well, it's not a bad thing, but I don't see why we need to make it official. Everyone in Tassing helps each other. As I see it, if someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. To do anything else would be unchristian. But if Paul wants to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know? Speaking of, I better get back to work. Hello, Magdalene. How was the mural going? I hope my husband hasn't been bothering you about it too much. Has he said anything to you about it? Mainly, he's relieved that they don't need to make a decision about the matter anymore. He runs the farm just fine, but being on the council has made him think he has a say in everything going on in Tassing. Town business is all he talks about these days. Those men are bad influences on each other, if you ask me. Now they're chattering on about a yearly check of the hinges on every door in town. Hinges! Who gives a damn if the hinges on our front door creak? Her tinker experience coming in. Old men.
Look, you're perfect for the job.
The hinges creak, the door's integrity is at stake. Yes, well, I don't need to check every door in my house every year like it's feast day. If there's a creaky hinge, I'll hear it. Anyway, I think it's good of you to be working on the mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take interest in something like that. I really want to know where these names came from. Speaking of, have you seen them around anywhere? I asked them to look after the chickens, but they've disappeared. I haven't seen them recently, but they like to mess around in the forest. Maybe they wandered off there. This town isn't that big. I don't know where they get to that I can't find them. Father Thomas says they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. He says those names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis for gods of virtues. Okay, it is the mom's idea.
I was, as soon as you said that, I was like,
Yeah, it came up earlier.
You won't
We
have to- you
found
won't have to
out
wait
that
long.
they were Jorg's kids. I was like, did Jorg come up with like?
Your secret lover of
Yeah, it's like that's
Greek
hard
myth.
to imagine.
Mm-hmm. Is that the classicist?
Yeah, this is the book
Symbol?
that we gave her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like myths and legends. Artemis was the goddess of nature, and Apollo was the god of music. Maybe the twins have hidden talents.
Apollo
Are you
was a god of
suggesting I
all
appeal
things.
to the Greek gods like patron saints? No. I don't think we should do that.
Cowardice.
It may not be the best idea, but it might be worth trying. Anyway, I'd better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural.
How much have you talked to Artemis and Apollo? I forget the
Um,
order in which you learn things about them, but they're
we haven't
very
talked to them at all
funny people.
tonight.
They just came up the one time and they're annoying.
How's Klaus? Neither of us are doing well. I'm having trouble coping with the stress. Dad's been hard to understand recently. Oh God, I will keep praying for you both. Both of you deserve the best. Life's been hard enough for you already. Please let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. Thank you, Clara. It's very kind of you. I've been so busy in the rat house, I've let the house go a bit. Not to worry, I'll come by and help. Besides, then we can chat, and chatter makes chores pass quickly. With all my children up and grown, and no husband to care for anymore, gotta make myself useful somehow. Wow.
Jeez.
Big York is still in the house, though, isn't he? Yes, but he's a grown man with children of his own. He and Veronica are capable of caring for their own household now. Ava's taking care of us, and Ursula and Fabian have their own life together. They don't need me anymore. You sound sad. Well, I suppose I am. Thank God that my children are all grown and prospering. But I do feel there's been something missing in my life. After so many years of tending to them and maintaining a home, I don't know what else to do. You could always find something new to do. Keep busy by helping Gret in the bakery or something. York has been telling me to rest more, but you're right. I'd rather keep busy as long as there's life left in these old bones. Well, that's settled. I'll come over to help around the house soon, alright? Alright. That's good. We did need to do housework. Okay. Back to everyone here. Let's go up. Yes. Magdalene. Good morning, Gret. It smells heavenly in here. Oh, I've just finished rolling out some raisin bread. I thought that Andreas and Ulrika could use a treat today. Alright, that's the kid we're looking for.
Not really looking hard, talking to all these other people.
Well, you know, we're being thorough. Not really. I didn't want the raisins to go to waste. Besides, I like to drop in on Anna and see my grandchildren. I'm more blessed than I ever imagined I would be. Paul and Anna make such a lovely pair. Ulrich wouldn't believe his eyes if he saw us now. I wish he could see his grandchildren. Oh, Dio, you getting up?
Dio.
Okay, bye.
Hi, Dio.
Goodbye, Dio.
Jesus, Magdalene.
You know, it's polite to say.
Look, Paul is a different person.
Yeah. I'm sure he's rejoicing with all the saints in heaven. Do hope so. He's never much for emotional displays, but I still remember his joy when Anna was born. You know, I was angry when Anna first took a liking to young Paul. He was always a quiet boy, but I was afraid he'd turn out like his father. Well, I needn't have worried. Paul's a good man and a good father. He's built this town back up from what it was. And Elsa dotes on those children more than I do. She's certainly come a long way from the meek woman I met. Yeah. This is very funny coming from her, considering she, like, did not know.
Yeah,
Like,
she was a tiny baby child.
yeah, it's just like, well,
I
I've heard.
mean, this guy definitely has a reputation.
Right, yeah, it's
though,
just like she
permanently, right?
knows
Like,
from, yeah.
that is the
Yes.
the town guy who
Yes.
sucks.
Uh-huh.
Like, everybody is always gonna be able to bring that up.
Mm-hmm. That guy and his gun.
Caused a bunch of problems with it.
Yeah. Have you seen Elrica? Elsa sent me to look for her. We're playing hide and seek. Well, I may have heard her come giggling on the north. I may have heard some giggling on the north side of the commons a little while ago, but I won't be spoiling her fun. My does need tending.
You gotta tend to your does.
I thought that's what she was doing. Good morning. Brisk weather today, isn't it? And still, Kraft is out there working with Father Thomas to repair the church. Worry about that boy sometimes. He works the stone, but I'm not always sure he has his mind set on it.
Maybe if he had a good wife.
He's working hard to mend the holes his father made in tassing.
Wow.
Wow.
Look, Magdalen's rude.
That they do. Lucky always harped on how being honest and trustworthy is the most valuable currency. How in this life, hard work and reputation matter the most. Kraft has taken that to heart, I think. Does a lot of good for the town. I've offered to find an apprenticeship for him, but he won't make his damn mind up. He deserves a chance at the life he wants. He's lived in his father's shadow for too long. He's a good man, Amicus. You should be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. I've done my best for my household, despite what's happened in the past few decades. You didn't come here to hear me ramble on about my family. What could I do for you? I might have some additional remedies for my father. Are Werner's not enough? I understand Klaus's condition is dire, but I thought Werner would be able to provide something. Well, Dr. Stoltz has been less than reliable. I can't imagine he'd provide any help whatsoever at the moment. The bastard's made a mess of himself these past 2 years. I don't pity the man, though. He's done this to himself. Let me see what I can whip up. I can't promise anything, but God willing, I pray it provides some small help. Thank you, Agnes. Yeah, it's interesting. It's been interesting to hear about Stoltz. Because I think in the... Previously, I guess I always had the impression of, like, Stoltz is an asshole, but he is a reasonable doctor. Like, he is reasonably competent.
Like, he's not... He hasn't ever seemed, like, bad at what he does.
Yes, but now everyone's like, yeah, the past few years he's just, like, become a drunk that's just like, does not do his job. Alright, I guess nothing in here. You can go bother Dr. Stoltz, perhaps? Nope, or not.
He's at the inn getting drunk.
That's very possible. Where? Huh. Where is Ulrika?
Go back to the bakery.
Oh, well, I was gonna talk to. Oh, we can't talk to Ursula. We had Peter told us we should talk to Ursula. Oh my god.
Yes, you walked by it earlier. I was like, oh, okay.
Didn't see it?
Yeah.
I actually found Ulrika before I learned about the hide and seek game. And Ulrika just says go away, I'm hiding. It's very good.
Bet you can't find me again.
Uh,
Oh boy.
It's hide and seek.
also, there was a like giggling audio cue that played when you were nearby.
Oh wow.
Like an actual audio?
Yes.
Oh god. The game is so quiet. It normally does not, I guess, yeah, I didn't hear it.
Hi, Thomas.
Hello, Father Thomas. You look troubled. What's the matter? I seem to have lost the key to the tabernacle. Without it, we'd have to go without the Eucharist on Sunday. Ah, yes. Please explain to me the Eucharist. I appreciate that this game does have, like, just...
It's good context for anybody who
Yeah, like, it
not
does
know.
not assume... It assumes very little about your understanding of, like, anything.
I legitimately really appreciate that it frequently does that for people's names, so that you can be
Yes.
like, yeah, remind me of who
Right.
this looks like, what this
Yeah.
person looks like, so I don't have to go into the journal and dig around.
Yeah, it's super nice.
I kind of wish that it included, yeah, in the little text blurb that's in the, like, characters list. Because sometimes we pull out and see a picture and we're like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, if they were like hyperlinked so that you could
Yeah,
go
because they
to
do
what you
have
know
that
about
that
them
little
from
blurb
that.
in the character thing that's just like, what a, son
This
of
is what you know them
whatever,
for, yeah.
married to this person. It's like, generally that is all you need, and you're like, oh, right, okay.
Just make another.
Just make another. I'm sure I could find a way to get the tabernacle open. I'm sure that's...
I'll fucking break it.
Yeah, just break open the tabernacle. That's,
shatter it with my
not...
powerful blows.
Absolutely not! I won't have your way... picking your way into the tabernacle. Even for a righteous purpose, I don't like the prospect of it. And why on earth do you know how to pick locks, Magdalene?
It's like how Big York likes hinges. I like locks.
Damn.
All women do. It's just...
Amazing.
Holy shit.
Line.
I suppose that makes sense. Use that talent wisely, Mr. Struckerin. Regardless, I won't have you forcing your way into the tabernacle. I'll find that key eventually. I won't leave Tassing's sanctification at risk. I'll keep an eye out for this key. Please let me know if you have any ideas as to where it might be.
Did you check your voluminous robes?
Oh! I wonder if Sister Amelie has seen the tabernacle key. Yeah.
She can see 2 locations.
But they are the two locations where it's most likely to be.
That's fair.
I was like, I wonder if she's still here. You know? What brings you to the church this time of day? Lighting another votive candle for your father? I was hoping to speak with you, sister. Have you seen Father Thomas's tabernacle key anywhere? He's misplaced it. I'm afraid I have not. Everything in the church has been as it should be. Though I did hear the two Gartner children coming in last evening. I did not rise, but I heard their whispering for a moment. They left as suddenly as they came. Why didn't you say anything? I didn't think anything of it. Many people come into the church throughout the week. This is a sacred space, and the people of Tassing respect it as such. They respect my privacy in this place, and I respect theirs.
Yeah, come on.
You surely overheard something, even if on accident. I have, on occasion, but not during their recent visit. The twins' intentions last night may have been good. If not, however, it would be Christian to remind them that theft is against the commandments. Might go have a chat with them. I advise that you do what you feel is right in your heart. Gotta go look for a small child again. Okay, that's a little easier. Got you. Oh, you found me again. Wait here. I'll find a better spot.
I
Oh
love to
my
play hide and seek
God.
with children.
Can't hide from me, little bean. You're too good. I will go find Mom now.
I really love that they still have the hat. It's so good.
Uh-huh. There you are. Had enough of hiding, Ulrika? Yes. Magda found me so quick. She's a good finder.
Oh my god.
Yes, we need to give the child advice on how to hide better.
Advice on how to eavesdrop.
Giggling less would help. Next time, you won't find me ever.
Oh no.
I would be so sad if that happened. I'm hungry. I'll have to go get you something to eat then, little dove. Pretzel?
Yeah, pretzel.
Oh, is that what a proper child eats? Thank you for your time, Magdalene.
Boost your
Always glad to play
concentration.
with children. I can't wait to see what you'll end up painting. We'll do us proud. So can't talk to you. Maybe later. there anything in? There shouldn't be anybody in the house right now. No. Good morning, Magdalene. How's the mural coming along? I think I'm off to start the first part of the mural today. I'll paint the founding of Tassing and the Romans. Well, you won't want for any models. Tassing is littered with Roman ruins. It's almost a nuisance. What sort of mural are you creating, Magdalene? I believe Klaus was planning on a fresco. Well, I'll start with the intonacchio and then paint the fresco over it so I have a clear consistency. Ah, I see. Do you have enough plaster? The rat house wall is so large. I was worried it wouldn't stay wet for long. Since when did the town miller know so much about art? It's been an interest of mine since childhood, but my father disapproved. After my mother and I left Tassing, we stayed with her family for a few months before we heard what happened. Father's friend,
back.
Andreas, he encouraged me to draw. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I have soup.
Ooh. What kind of soup?
What was that?
I said, what kind of soup?
Lentil.
Oh.
Ooh, tasty.
While we were away, I studied in my uncle's library. Collected books about various art styles since we returned. I had no idea, Paul. Why didn't you want to paint the mural yourself? I'm not nearly as skilled as you or your father. I know I had my doubts about you taking on the project, but you're the most skilled artist in Tassing. After your father, of course. Well, anyway, I'm glad the mural's going well. Forgive my sudden questioning about it. I've been so busy preparing for the council's next meeting, I haven't had as much time with Anna as usual. She says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah, well, you know, Paul, me too.
Is the
I get
council
it.
working on something new? We're considering yearly maintenance checks on every house in Tassing. Oh my god,
Yeah, we're looking
right.
at hinges.
The idea's had quite a bit more pushback than we'd anticipated. I can understand the utility of the proposition, but it might feel like a nuisance. Precisely. That's the issue we've run into. This would help protect those in Tassing who don't have the skill to fix things themselves. Widows like Agnes or Gret. But without instituting it for the whole town, we can't enforce the proposition. I feel like you could just have the town will fix your shit without having a yearly inspection.
You could. But
Yeah.
also, Paul might be, like, a bit of a weirdo.
In any case, the matter is far from resolved. I imagine spring will come before anything's actually done. I'd better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day. Oh yeah, it is his idea, right? That's what York said. It's like, oh, Paul's a lot smarter than me, and he thinks we should do this. Right, we can't actually go out to the, like, aqueduct anymore. Hi! Hello, Magdalene. How's your father? Unwell still and getting worse. Is he eating? You must make sure that he's eating. I know the season makes it difficult, but he needs the best of what you have in storage if he's to heal. I'll send Nico over with a few of our good apples later. I'm sure the Klaus would appreciate the visit. I'm very grateful to you both. Well, it's mutual. Your father has done much for me and Nico these past few years. He even counseled us in our... well, never you mind.
Oh my god.
Please.
I love gossip, Magdalene.
Please tell us.
Oh.
I just want to
You gotta
hear
tell
about
us.
my dad's good works. That's all.
I so would appreciate the happy memories.
You're right, of course. Nico and I have had some challenges in the past. We neglected our marriage. Let our...
Heart.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
I really thought it was gonna.
I thought it was gonna... I guess that's an actual typo. Not- Our hearts turned towards resentment. And the revolt, the pressure made it worse. We were both so afraid of losing the land house. I don't know what inspired it, but Nico turned to your father for advice. I suppose he needed someone to talk to.
Hmm.
He couldn't talk to you? Lord knows he tried, but I could not hear him then. My worries had stopped up my ears, and my sins made my heart cold in shame. But your dad's a learned man. In books, yes, but in matters of family, too. You're proof of that. A respectable young woman like you, raised all alone. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought up your mother. I know it still hurt Klaus. I wish I'd had the chance to know her. All I have of her is what others have told me. She lives in you. I see it in your stature, in your mind. She's still here with us. You've grown into quite a woman, Magdalene. I hope you find a happy marriage with a man worthy of the woman your father raised. I don't...
Please stop trying to set me up with odds.
Then go and see what's out there. But that's enough talk from me. There's work to be done, and it doesn't run itself.
Is her kid still in this area? I don't remember his name, but I remember he was like a teenager by the time. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Killian
still
is
here.
around,
Yeah.
doing the same job.
Well, yep.
Hi. How many mugs does he have there? 4?
Oh,
5?
you know.
5 because there's another by the
Oh
table
God.
foot that I missed.
Yes.
Jesus.
Buddy. Buddy, I get it, but also.
Feeling guilty about something?
Tell me
Brad?
something. Are you well? Patronize me, girl. Why was I cursed with life and tassing? What does this pathetic little hamlet have to offer a man like me?
Why did you stay?
I don't know. Yeah, like, why are you here? I don't know. What is it you think you deserve? I was destined for the courts of kings! Not a town full of peasants who churn out more of themselves than the rabbits in the meadow. A town where craftsmen, learned men like myself, Baltus, even your father, have their minds wasted. A few decades will be dead. Tassing will forget us all. God doesn't care. He never cared for me. He deserted us all when the abbey was destroyed. If he even exists.
Ooh.
I think you've had too many, Doctor. I've never been more clear-headed. You sound like Baltus. I can see him rubbing off on you, making you reasonable.
Damn.
I don't know what you want with this mural. It's beyond you. You should be at home looking after your father. Pick herbs for whatever provincial remedies you still hold to. Do something you're fit for.
Fuck off.
I'm gonna do nothing less than exactly what I want. It's improper and unnatural. Just like you.
Damn.
I could have found a wife in Nuremberg. Tassing was the problem. Not a woman here ever looked my way. You'll never find a husband with that attitude of yours, girl.
Oh no.
I'll be fine.
Not that briar patch.
For now, before the weight of the real world settles on your shoulders. Your father won't be around forever. May not even last the winter. Then what will you do? Huh. I'll survive. I have people who care about me. Can you say the same? Do what you want, Magdalene. Just don't ruin the mural. Matters anyway. Yeah, what do you give a shit?
Did Nico have anything to say?
No, he just said, like, hi.
He says like hi,
Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Alright, so it's forest time, and let's not get arrested, I guess.
It's forest time.
Hey, it's Apollo.
Hi, Apollo.
Yeah, we'll come back to Apollo.
Apollo, who definitely didn't steal the tabernacle key.
Apollo, who's doing something very normal today.
Is there something I can do for you? Knife need sharpening? I'm Magdalene Druckerin. Are you a friend of Smokey's? I'd like to think so. I'm Buxlaw. I'm a tinker. Travel around, help people out with sharpening knives, little things like that. Druckerin, are you a printer's daughter? My father and I are both printers. Do you sample the wares much? As often as I can. So I don't. I'm going to get in trouble again. Trouble? From me? No, not you, Mr. Stuckerin. This one can't help but talk to people about all the strange things he believes. He reads all sorts of books. Talks to odd folks. Gets ideas brewing in his head. Now that doesn't bother old Smoky none. Bothers some other people a whole lot. Doesn't bother me any. Well, if it doesn't bother you and it doesn't bother old Smoky, sounds like there's nothing to worry about. Fine. You could run out of here again. Don't blame me. Do I want to know what happened? A long time ago, I got into an argument with some people in town. They told Father Thomas. To his credit, he told them to let it go, but somehow an inquisitor found out. Anyway, I had to leave for a while. So, books. Strange ideas. The host, the Eucharist, the bread and wine, body and blood of Christ, Holy Communion. What about it? More and more people are right. More and more people are saying,
Uh-huh.
writing about rejecting transubstantiation. The idea that the bread and wine of the Eucharist literally becomes the body and blood of Christ. Here we go. Yes.
Voxlov's
Well,
favorite
there are
subject.
two ways to look at it. This is not what I was expecting to be the weird subject he really wanted to talk
No,
about.
it's a
Like,
a wild twist, and I kind of love it.
I'm really into the theological debates about. Must have to be like, so some people say that Christ was half human and half God, but some people say he was fully human and fully God. First is on the grounds that Wycliffe and Hughes rejected it.
Voxlov's got citations.
Using our eyes, our senses, there is nothing perceptible that changes in the character of the bread and the wine.
I think there were some things that I could specifically say here because my Magdalene was an empiricist.
Oh, interesting.
Where, like, I was able to, like, engage him about, like, the methods of perception of these things.
Okay. But there's also a second point. Even if the bread and wine turned to God's body and blood, or Christ's body and blood, why is that necessary for spiritual communion? We are bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of God through the Eucharist. The act, the observance, unites our will with that of Christ. God, He is present in us through the remembrance, not the physical act.
Is it that?
No, it's not
Heresy?
heresy. It's Protestantism.
Well, I think some people have opinions about whether the latter constitutes the former. So,
Are you following this, Smokey? Absolutely not. And that's what I'll say if any Inquisitors come around. Are you ready to hear why it's important to disbelieve in transubstantiation?
oh, of course.
I'm certain this is leading somewhere good. I can't
I
tell
love
if you're
that you
being
can't just say
sarcastic.
no.
All right. This all starts with Lucifer creating
you know.
the world.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
you know.
dude, do you know anything about the murder or what?
Okay, well now I think we're departing Protestantism or Lutheranism at least.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think the Protestants like this guy either.
I love that one. The answer is just Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh.
God was the Word, and the Word was truth, and truth is light.
Of
The
course.
light is God's will. God's light contained aspects, what we consider angels, facets of his infinite intellect,
Mhm.
emanations. One of these aspects separated itself from his intellect and manifested in the darkness as the corrupt will Lucifer.
Hmm.
The darkness? To exist outside of the boundaries of infinite light, and the corrupt will brought into being an equally infinite darkness.
Of
Within
course.
that darkness, Lucifer cast his false light, a corrupted imitation of the divine intellect, to create the world. All material in our world is inherently a corrupted manifestation of that false light. We still have a connection to God through our intellect, but it is flawed by existing in our physical bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I definitely want to hear more. So Genesis is wrong. There are many stories of creation, many versions, even of Genesis. Why is it you believe yours is the correct one? You believe the one
Why
your
do you believe
church
any
has
of them are
given
correct?
you. Maybe if you were given another, you would have believed that instead. Oh, okay, we're just gonna go through the okay.
Yeah, you get to go down the list.
Okay. Was Jesus
They
flawed by
could tell
being a
people would
man?
want to.
Even though he was born of a virgin? He was not born of a virgin. I'm not hearing any of this. And it would not matter if he were. Lucifer was a rebellious splinter of God's will. The Christ appeared when God willed his divine intellect into Jesus. But you said that physical bodies were all corrupt. Yes, but while we are the heirs of Lucifer's rebellious intellect, Christ received wisdom from the light of God himself. He did truly die and was truly resurrected in body. But his reappearance was only important for him to convey the message of salvation to the people. In truth, resurrection is always happening, since if we die without grace, our souls are condemned to be reborn. This physical world is the only hell we know, living again and again, the only torment. So how do we escape it? Oh, you just gotta become one with God. Achieve gnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Regular prayer, abstention from material desires, sublimation, and elimination of want. That just sounds like being a
Smokey's over
monk.
here.
Oh.
Smokey says, no, sis, more like no, thank you.
No, no, priests and monks both are corrupt agents of the business of the church. They have taken the simplicity of holy devotion and profaned it with pageantry. The saints, too, all
What
this
the-
talk of Moritz and Satia and miracles, they're just stories. Unlike my stories. The church has led people astray, put the hope of people in meaningless rituals, faith, and relics. I can see why you don't go into town much. I'm glad you think so. I've spent a lifetime thinking about them. Anyway, thank you for indulging me. It was illuminating.
Magdalene has
Thanks,
gained the
buddy.
trait heretic.
Hey, Smokey. Old habits, I suppose. What brings you to my corner of the woods? More gossip? Only ancient gossip. I was wondering if you know anything about the old pagan and Roman mines. The mines? Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalene? I don't see the townsfolk trek out there as much anymore. Last I saw were those two twins making trouble. They know a way in, but I'll be damned if I ever set foot in that place. What are you so interested in over there? The mural in the roundhouse needs a section about the earliest days of Tassing. The mines are the oldest part of Tassing, and you keep a keen ear. I thought you might have heard something. I don't know about getting down into the mines, but I do know a fair few stories about them, and the other Roman ruins around here. The old stories my father used to tell me when he was the burner of Tassing. The one about Mars and Tassia, the nymph, is always my favorite, though I blame that on my youth. Tassia? Like Tassing? Mm-hmm. Folks stayed the town after a pagan god, a Roman one at that. I don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalene, but I warn you, it's a bit bawdy. I've read plenty of Roman myths. I'm sure none of it will surprise me. Maybe not, but I won't have your father hounding me for coarseness. Folks in this town don't like me anyhow. But I'll tell you the decent bits of what I remember. Everyone excludes me from the fun. You'll have your fun in time, Magdalene. You just wait and see. Alright, alright. What's the story? Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in these woods and spied a fat boar for the taking. He just pulled back his spear when he heard a woman scream in terror. Of course, the creature ran off, and the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So he tramped through the woods to see why a woman was in the forest and not in the local town. I go into the forest all the time. Yes, but these were the old woods. The wilds where spirits and ghosts prowled. What do you mean prowled? You know, like spirits and other evil things do. I can't just say they
You know.
walked through the woods like you or me. They prowled! Alright, keep going. The Mars found a nymph, Cassia, bathing in a spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged at seeing the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr. And in return, well, Cassia bathed the god.
Ha! I get they bathe.
I did warn you, Magdalene. When Mars left the pool, he tripped onto the ground, and it blessed with flowers and crops. Blossomed with flowers and crops. They say that's why this valley is so fertile. Mars got around, didn't he? Was there any nymph he didn't have his way with? He was the god of virility, wasn't he? See why I liked that tale in my youth. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years, but I like that we still have these tales. You can never really destroy stories as long as there are people to tell them. Flashing lights around that statement.
Well, you know.
Of course, the Romans left a hell of a lot behind, too. The town is more Roman than Bavarian, really. Somehow we have not gotten a glossary entry for Holy Roman Empire?
No, we have.
You might have gotten it as Andreas.
It all reset.
Yeah,
And it all resets.
all
Yeah,
of that stuff.
Magdalene doesn't know all the same things.
well, it's for the player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a little
And
surprised that like
you're
that stuff
playing as
would
Magdalene.
reset. Like the sort of term, like glossary terms.
Yeah, I think it is everything mostly for the sake of the like people.
We are part of the Holy Roman Empire. That we are, and not for a lack of trying. What? Passing is actually much smaller now than it was in the Romans' day. At least that's what I make of it. The ruins go deep into the forest, and all the way to the old mine. Half of Tassig is built on Roman stone. Take a walk around town, and you'll start noticing things. We used their stone to build. The old temple by Sadia's shrine has grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Even the abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You can see some of the Roman paved stones under the road if you look hard. We may not be Roman, but this town is. Task has been building upon itself for hundreds of years. Beautiful idea. That's the way of things. Most people don't notice the old stones. Too busy in town to notice what's right in front of their eyes. Maybe I should go take a look at the mine. I'd get a better sense of what things are actually like. Nothing will stop you, I see. Well, I won't either. Just keep an eye for any wolves or satyrs you might see down there. I'll let you know if I see any.
Thanks, Smokey.
Wait, is he... Oh no, he's still here. I was like... Hollow? What are you doing? Looking for frogs. Artemis says she saw one the other day. I've tried to collect a bunch.
Hell yes.
What do you need the frogs for? Like I'll tell you, you'll snitch. Oh no! I didn't
Jesus.
snitch when you ruined Valtz's new clock by pouring honey in the gears. Hey, how'd you know that was us? I'm clever too, you know. Besides, who else would it be? Come on, tell me. Sorry, Magdalene. I can't risk this one. Try asking Artemis. The Great Frog Plague of 1543.
It's such a good quest name. Hi, Artemis.
Apollo said you're catching frogs. Yeah. What about it? He told me to come ask you why. He wouldn't say anything. He didn't tell you? Christ, finally. He's learning to keep his mouth shut. Come on, just tell me. No way. This is our biggest trick yet. We're not risking it to tell you. You'll just have to wait and see. Okay. Gonna unleash some frogs in the... Are they gonna put frogs in the tabernacle?
Oh no.
A pig? Must have broken out of its pen. I wonder who it belongs to. Hi, pig.
It's Pig.
I wonder if you can find out who the pig belongs to.
There's not many people with pigs in town. I wanted to pick the girl as accurately as possible. I have to go down the shaft myself. Entrance is so steep. No one used it in years. There must be some way to get down there. If If I rigged a rope to the top beams, I'd be able to get down more easily. I saw some rope in the workshop at home. I should be able to find everything I need there. Pig.
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 Hi, Apollo.
Bye, Apollo.
Hello, Magda. You wouldn't happen to be going to the convent? Perhaps later. What brings you here? I don't know if I should talk about this. I'm, thinking about joining the Poor Clares. I never expected Martha to become a sister. She's always been so timid.
Oh, right back.
I don't remember who she is.
No.
She's the oldest unmarried woman in town. Her choices here are limited, but joining the order is a big commitment. May not be the wisest plan. Carl needs help around the house, and she seems unsure. Let me see my journal. You think so? I'm not sure. Be honest. What do I have to look forward to? Dad's injury, and me unwed at 25, older than all the boys in town. They don't see me as a sister, they see me as a mom. And when Dad dies, not anytime soon, God willing, I won't be able to claim the farm. I'll lose my home. With Anton gone, there's nobody to take it over. You should be able to inherit the property, yes, but, you know. The law of man seems cruel compared to the law of God. If I'm destined to poverty, why not live with those who do the same? Why not withdraw from the trials of the world? You know as well as I, it's not safe out here. I don't know that.
I'm back.
Hmm.
Be more ambitious.
Okay. Well, I assume this is going to come to a check and we
Yeah, I assume so.
split
True,
our
yeah.
answers.
Probably.
Mhm.
I wish I were more like you, Magda. But I do not have your passion. I don't even know what I want from life. I wake up, I take care of Dad, I go to church, I sleep. Can't imagine what else there could be. It just exists. It's not enough. But joining the Poor Clares is a lifelong commitment. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Well, doesn't have to be lifelong. Have you considered leaving?
I don't think you should join the order.
Well,
Well,
Hmm.
I wouldn't be throwing my life away, Magdalene. Paul wrote that there is no greater reward than living for Christ. I want to live
Apologies.
with
I should
Katie.
have told you. Tell her I think you should join the order so that you could fail that way.
Well,
Besides, if I join the order, Dad won't have to worry about what happens to me. I'll pray about it, but I think it's time I talk to Mother Francisca and the others. So I will gather my courage, what little of it I have. Just be sensible. I'm glad that Magdalene is as persuasive as Andreas was.
God.
Mm-hmm.
We're good at this game. I had been hoping to speak with you. Do you perhaps have a moment? Sure, Mother. How can I help? I had heard that you had taken up the mural in the roundhouse after your father's terrible attack. Yes, I'm excited to paint the town's history. Your enthusiasm and insistence is most troubling to some people in town. Some people? Yes, Magdalene, myself included. I understand how you must have struggled with your mother passing while you were so young. Without a maternal figure to guide you, it is no wonder your spirit has wandered and wavered from its nature. What?
My spirit's fine, thanks.
The pursuit of such trades is not for women, but men. As Paul writes, God calls women to work at home, not in trades. While supporting your father is laudable, taking on his work is imprudent. There are plenty of young men in Tassig worthy of you, or perhaps you have a different calling. I'd like to offer you a place here among the sisters. Wait, who's saying I'm troubling? And how did you hear that anyway? Aren't you all stuck up here? Magdalene, your insistence to paint the mural has been the talk of the town. Even the sisters hear something of what affects Tassing. But if you must know, Father Thomas suggests that joining the convent may be good for you. Aha! Aha! I
Off,
agree
Thomas.
with him.
Ah, our number one suspect.
Yes!
Interesting.
Gossip isn't very Christian, Mother.
Holy shit.
Magdalene, that wasn't our intention. We're simply doing our best to look after you. People of Tassing care for you. Do not forget that. If you do seek guidance, I am always available. Well, we don't need guidance.
Hi, Margaret.
Hello, Gertrude. Are you doing all right? Father Thomas told us about your father's attack. You were incredibly courageous to run to Dr. Stoltz so quickly, especially when the attacker could have been about. Had to do something. The Lord was with you that night. I'm thankful you were not in harm's way. I lit an extra votive candle in St. Sadia's shrine for each of you this morning. Dad says the pain has gone down, but Dr. Stoltz is worried about a brain hemorrhage. I might have some psyllium left in the herb hut. If you blend it with broth or warm wine, it will heat his brain and prevent infection. Thank you, sister. I'm grateful for all the help everyone in Tasking has provided. The church is body of Christ, Magdalene. We're all one community. We want to help Klaus before his time. God will turn this for good, no matter what things look like now. He sees beyond time itself, but we are constricted by the present. I've been around long enough to see fruits even when I thought the devil had burned the fields. Keep faith, Magdalene. I'll do my best. I hear cats.
Son of Mousefanger.
They're so powerful.
I love them.
They're very good.
Okay. Need some rope. That's what we got here. Rope. The frogs.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to sit down and read the book.
So who is Martha?
Right. Pfeifferin. Younger sister of the late Anton, daughter of Carl and Helena. Okay. Carl was just one of the guys. I know he's hanging up by the rat house now.
Hey, buddy.
Oh. I wanted to talk to him about telling people.
Wanting you to go to the convent?
Yes.
Mhm.
Like, what the fuck are you doing talking to the nuns? Rope? Rope. I'm not snitching on Apollo and Artemis. We don't even know for sure that they have it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the pig. Who's got pigs? I don't think we can do anything about the pig, but you guys have pigs, right? You guys do have pigs. You guys are the closest. You guys have pigs?
They have a cow. Oh,
There's pigs
the
over
Gertners have
here.
pigs.
Yeah, that's part of
Yeah, the
this.
pigs are the Gertners.
Yeah. Fowler and Gertner have pigs, but can't tell anyone about the pigs. Be like, hey, there's a pig loose.
Seems like someone would be interested in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think people will be looking for a missing pig?
Mm-hmm.
Still not talking to you.
Good. Fuck them.
Nope, not where I wanted to go. Yeah, I think we've done everything. Talked to everybody. Anyway, I'm sure this is safe, that we've told
Yeah,
no one
it's fine.
we're going down. I mean, I guess we've told people, but, like, no one's watching for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Blacktail would probably be able to, give a good guess as to where you are gone after you had
Yeah.
been missing sufficient amount of time.
Yes.
Put 2 and 2 together.
Okay, good. She didn't slide down by her hands. That's gonna be
Give
some
yourself
rough burn.
terrible rope burns. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've done that shit. It's bad.
it is.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know that there are people who come down here.
Yeah. Not like this is a Saint's Well. Coins. A tablet.
Oh, a tablet.
A tablet.
It's a poem. I think it's a love note. Wow!
To
Damn.
be real rude to this probably dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this
Would-be
is
poet.
this is
To town.
German. This is
Yeah.
more recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Geliebte meine große Liebe, keine andere ist vergleichbar mit dir. Selbst als König Solomon sprach.
From King Solomon.
Ja. Von der allerschönsten Frauen wagte nicht, sich das verstollen. Die Liebe deiner Brust erschwellen in mir eine ausstrebende Leidenschaft, die ich nicht unterdrücken kann. I don't remember enough German verbs. That's the main thing.
You
going
know a
to say,
bunch
so
of
how much
things that
Yeah, the
exist in
verbs
here.
are the verbs are.
Yeah,
But what are
like,
they doing? Who
oh,
is to say?
right. A lot of the nouns in the they're like those are pretty easy, but the verbs are all
Also, because the verbs will have like wildly different meanings with a different prefix. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Unterdrücken, and then like
mhm.
probably different than Drucken. Auf.
Be right back again.
Okay. This looks like a larger version of some of Baltus's contraptions.
Contraption does
Winch
not work.
must have been attached to some sort of pulley system. Fascinating. Down here, I should see what I can find from the Roman era and before. Bones. Too big to be human.
But they're
The
giant.
giant bones.
Yeah.
Oh my. Piece of pottery. Oh, these must be the same kind of figurines Till and the other farmers find in the field. I think there are so many remnants of our ancestors scattered in fields and caves like this. Pottery. I don't think they're all the same pot. I have a little put the pieces together mini game.
I hope so.
I am back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you find a piece of the
We've
pottery?
got like 4 pieces.
Hell yeah.
She wasn't interested in picking up one of those little cow statues or whatever, which
Uh-huh.
just
They're
lots
cute.
of pieces of pottery. Love potsherds.
pottery's all over the place.
There's a Latin inscription here. Cassia gave me water, or Pluto preserved me. The salt is drying me to death. Doesn't sound like working down here was pleasant. Shocking.
Yeah.
Oh, we can go down.
Ooh, graffiti!
Hmm? This looks like a Roman map of Tassing. I wonder what's changed. Let's see if I can map everything out. The aqueduct. The spring. The abbey was an old fort up on the hill. And there's the rest of town.
I love this little map.
What's this building? I don't recognize it. Mithraeum. I don't recognize that word from any of my any books. Can't quite tell what it's meant to label on the map. Maybe some sort of temple? Uh-huh. It's not in Tassing now. That's so odd.
Wonder who it's a temple to.
Another inscription. Crystal carpet. Latest soul ascended in the Mithraeum. My soul will descend in this damned hole of salt. That's rough.
Yep.
A temple to Mithras. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Heard? Hell yeah.
I
Look
love
at the
this
graffiti.
dude. Yeah.
Almost looks like an altar, but what would an altar be doing in a salt mine? It's even carved out. I think it's a statue of Mithras. He's usually depicted with a dagger and torch. Interesting that she is pretty familiar with Mithras.
Yeah.
Well, you did give her
Also-
the mythology books.
Yeah.
I did not expect that to be a depiction of Mithras. I just thought that was somebody fucking around
Yeah.
and doing
No.
graffiti.
I think I specifically showed you that when I did my playthrough of this, and I didn't know that's who it was, because I'm an empiricist, not a mythology knower. And empiricists have nothing
Yeah, I
to
think
do with Mithras.
my knowledge of Mithras is like associated with like lions. I think is if I remember correctly, is the thing that shows up a lot. If we cannot enter the Mithraeum, we will make our own altar to the gods.
Dang.
Must have been an important place for the Romans. Well, certain Romans.
Seems like it's an important place to the Romans. It's just, you know, it seems like only rich people could go there.
Mm-hmm.
Not, you know, people working in the mines.
Yeah. I have a lot of pottery. Oh my god, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Alright. Jeez, that's very funny.
The term Mithraism is a modern convention. Writers of the Roman era referred to it by phrases such as Mithraic mysteries, mysteries of Mithras, or
Yeah.
mysteries of the Persians.
Yeah, it's a mystery cult.
Yeah. Kind of the like biggest, most famous one.
Yes,
right?
definitely, yeah. Okay, so we can't move that one. That's like our
Mm-hmm. It's
base
your
position.
center, your guideline.
Okay, probably no. I just want to like send. No, okay. I'm just like I can't.
Can
Set
you not
things.
put them back?
No, I can't seem to put them back. Just kind of annoying. Oh, this.
So, the one you can't
Oh my
remove.
God. There we go. I mean, I can't
That
remove
one-
any of them. What do you mean?
Well, the one you were
The one that's actually locked in
Oh,
place.
oh, yeah, that one.
the one to the right, top right. That obviously slots into the one in the top left.
Huh?
Like,
Yeah, they've got that puzzle piece bit, and also
Yeah.
you can see an arm.
Oh, this you mean?
Yes.
Yes.
Those two
Sorry.
fit together in some fashion.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I don't know where they go yet. So.
Sure. Sorry, I was just saying.
Yes. Did I talk to you guys about Raised by Wolves, the like HBO show?
I don't remember this.
So Raised by Wolves is was a sci-fi show on HBO about androids in the far future, but it's starts well, it doesn't start, but it's in the an alternate history of an Earth. In the when the show starts, there has been an apocalyptic war on Earth between a like fundamentalist religious empire that is structurally looks like the Catholic Church, like the medieval Catholic Church, if they had actually, like survived and just like become the global government, basically. And then everybody who doesn't want to be part of them. But within the alternate history, it's not the Catholic Church. It is the Mithraic cult. Like, just straight up.
That's very funny.
They're like... They are Mithraics, have all the symbols, which is why it's called Raised by Wolves. Yeah, it's an interesting.
Is it good?
I enjoyed it, but I mean, it's a very weird like sci-fi show that is like, it's a lot of like, here are these androids who are like.
It has the like sci-fi house style to it.
In terms of like the writing and stuff, it's a kind of a I mean, in a lot of ways, what it felt like was like a prestige adaptation of like 60s type, like almost like Asimov style sci-fi in a way, which I thought was very interesting because like that just doesn't really have you don't see that, like I think even with like
that is fairly rare.
Like even with like the Apple the Foundation adaptation, which I didn't really watch, but I saw
that is
enough.
Doing a type of adaptation that is different than
right. I don't
like
think that felt like it was actually tonally similar to the actual Asimov stuff.
It is the events of the Asimov stuff, but presented in just a completely different like
in a very much a more of a modern, like action-y sort of thing was what it seemed like. Whereas this show was, I mean, it's not that it isn't and doesn't have action in it, but it's a lot of just like there's like lots of scene of like the first season especially is just a lot of androids and children are basically talking to each other because the androids are raising a bunch of kids, human kids. It's the only people that have like
that
escaped.
Does happen in part of the, is that either prelude to Foundation? I want to say there is something about that happening.
I did not read prelude. Oh god, I can't put it away now. Gotta go like here. Oh god.
Yeah, you can connect the whale nose.
Whale mouth.
Yep. No.
That
No, I think that was right. I think
that was
just
literally
the piece
correct.
On the left of it is wrong.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. You made that.
Oh, there it is.
That middle line was way wider in that one section because of.
This doesn't look like a pot, I gotta say.
No. It's a piece of pottery. It's not a pot.
Okay.
Decorative Roman frisbee.
Look, everybody's got to play disc golf.
Hmm.
Figures on this pot lid. Ah, it's a pot lid. Okay. Telling a story. Paintings must depict an early myth, even before the Romans. This must be Perchta. And those must be the forest spirits. Or the wild hunt. The next part looks like a human sacrifice.
Ooh, fucked up.
Must be maybe a chieftain is sacrificing a man to Perchta. Bottom half of the lid continues the story. Look like spirits. These must be coming in to feast on the sacrifice. Must be how our ancestors tried to keep Tassing safe. They offered sacrifices to Perchta. This, yeah, let's paint the human sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking do it.
I have to think more about it.
God, yeah, running out of oil in the lamp would be bad.
Wood here looks newer than the first part of the mine. Is this collapse recent? Won't be able to go any farther with all the rubble. Mirrors on the walls showed me Tassing was like when the Romans were here. Wonder if I can find out where the Mithraeum was, or what it is. Putting the pottery shards back together showed one of the earliest stories of Tassing. Alright, yep, we've seen everything here. Who's that? Hello? Someone there? Oh.
Uh-oh.
I better get out of the shaft before another rock comes crashing down.
Someone just tried to murder her.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit cautious, but also this is your only way out, so you're just gotta...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta hope. Whoever it was didn't cut the rope?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't... I guess they... maybe they didn't have a means to cut it, and the knot was just too good to untie.
Mm-hmm.
Even
That's
Apollo
your
noticed.
engineer training.
Yeah. Now that I have more information, I can make some decisions on the first section of the mural. Let's go back to the rat house and get to work. Okay? Oh, pig!
Big.
Oh my god. You.
Hey.
Yes? I'm Holler Brandt, the Lord's gamekeeper. Why are you grazing pigs in the woods? That's not my pig.
Sure.
Watching you? No. Rock? I don't know what you're talking about. Now answer me. That's not my pig. I've been walking around this forest for hours. Other than the charcoal burner and the tinker, you're the only other person I've seen. If the pig doesn't belong to you, what are you doing here? I was in the salt mine.
That's gonna sound weird.
I'm doing research.
I was mining salt.
Look at that, was that a duck or something on the other
Yeah,
side?
duck.
It just has
Oh,
its
hell
mouth
yeah.
open.
love it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not playing an animation like the
Oh,
pig
okay,
is.
there we go.
Oh,
There we
okay.
There it goes. That's
No,
just its idol, yeah.
it just likes to hang out its mouth wide open like that.
Okay.
I was in the salt mine? Doing what? Wait, I don't care. Just tell me whose pig this is. I don't know. The pig was in the woods when I came in here. Mysterious lost pig, whose apparently belongs to no one. Oh my...
Whoa.
If I find any more pigs in the woods, I'll kill them on the spot. And those who brought them here. Do you understand? Mind your neighbors. What happens when you break the Lord's laws? Any
Who the
Lord's men
fuck is-
patrolled these woods? I've never seen one before. What?
Who's the Lord now?
Whoever the Duke of Bavaria is.
Or whoever
Okay, it
he
used to be
appointed?
They used to be the abbots.
Right, I think
lands.
after
Now
the...
it's the Duke's lands.
Yeah, it was given, I believe,
Did you-
to.
I mean, it was always the Duke's
Directly?
above.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if the Duke has appointed, if there's now a secular noble under the Duke, or if it's just...
Right.
But yeah, they have mentioned that, yeah, obviously that they had cracked down on stuff since the
Good thing Artemis and Apollo didn't get, like, fucking shot for being near a
Seriously.
pig.
Unfortunately.
What? Damn!
Jesus!
They suck.
Now, if you're gonna shoot one of, like, the shitty kids, shoot Otz, who
yeah.
doesn't know how to fucking accept no as an answer.
Still wandering around in the forest? I'd go check town quickly if I were you. Something happened? Lord's warden has been stalking around the woods. He came by shortly after you did, asking about pigs and laws.
Really?
Looked rather determined to start trouble. I was worried I might have sent you his way. But it seems you've come back all right. I ran into him on my way back from the mine. He shot one of the town's pigs for grazing in the forest. Said it was a warning for breaking the Lord's law. Christ. Is that what that crack was? Thought a tree had fallen. Lord's men haven't come through Tastic too often. I wonder what brought this one. Expect he wants full reins of his forest. God forbid anyone gather what he doesn't use. Abbots or lords, doesn't matter. Even the townsfolk. Those in power will keep what's theirs away from folk who need it just because they can. Listen, Magdalene, that warden won't bother me, but you should get back home, alright? Don't come out into the forest for a while. Let the bastard move on to other towns. People putting posts in?
Hmm. Oh, in the background.
Yeah. For a fence?
I don't know what that is. Maybe. Yeah.
Looks like it's around a field, so
Yeah. If we
yeah, I
can
didn't notice that until you
see-
pointed out.
Nope. Can't see better from there. Too
They're
far.
toiling in the fields.
Yeah.
I love toiling.
I
in the
know.
field.
Say, were you out at the mine, Father Thomas?
Hey, buddy.
Let's see. Yeah, we need to. You know, let's see if we can, by chance, people kind of moved around at all. Still can't ask our slur. Okay. I guess we've got enough stories.
I know you had a quest that popped up that was like get Apollo and Artemis to help you with the town's history or something.
I think
That
it
was
was
to
a-
help you get into the mine.
Yes, it was an
Because
alternate
they're the
way.
other people who go down there.
Yeah.
Oh, got
Yeah,
it.
if we didn't
When
know
I
how
did
to
my
use the rope.
playthrough, I had to talk to them to get down there, and
Mhm.
they beef it and let you fall.
Jesus.
From
Oh,
a certain
God.
spot, they like forget to tell you about a shitty
Oh my god.
piece of the ladder. But yeah, I think it's like they'll tell you that that lamp down there is like they put it there.
Oh, okay.
Which I know. I think Sannoso, you mentioned the lamp. You're like, oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed
Yeah, I figured it was
yeah.
somebody who goes down there.
Mm-hmm.
He sleeps most of the day, but he's been in good spirits whenever I drop in on him. You two keep a clean house, too. Well, aside from the workshop, but I can't blame you for that. I've left that to you to take care of. I don't want to damage any of your supplies. Thank you, Clara, truly. Been such a blessing to us both. Such a dear. Bless you. Ah, good. Dad lives. Clara needs something to do. Dad needs someone to take care of him. Magdalene can leave. So we can't read the book or write a letter right now. So I guess we gotta go paint the mural. I think there's anything else we can do. Hey, Carl. I would like to read the book before we paint the mural, but
I would like to do that, yes.
I guess it'll mostly be later stuff maybe that's relevant. Hey, Mags. How's the mural coming along? Magdalene. Can't you let it go? Mags is so much easier.
No, fuck you.
No, Otto Zimmerman, I can't. Don't call me. Fine.
That's fucking right.
Anyway, Magdalene, how's the mural going? Doesn't look like much yet. Of course it doesn't look like anything now. I only just finished priming the wall. Now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tassing when it happened so long ago. If the Abbott Library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tassing. Even what I could find out about the Romans and pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I love my human sacrifice art, and I'm sure everybody in town will too.
Yeah.
We gotta go with the human sacrifice. Look, we're
Look, how could you
depicting
not?
we're depicting how far we've come, right? Look,
Yeah,
people used
it's
to
a
do bad
progress
things.
narrative.
Now we do.
Luckily, nobody in living history of this town has ever done a bad thing.
Yeah.
Please do not check.
Human sacrifice? Don't you think that's a bit much? I don't know how the rest of town will take it. Especially Father Thomas. What made you choose this story anyway? I think it'll make for the most beautiful artwork.
I love to draw human sacrifice. Welcome to my twisted mind, Ots.
I'll leave that one.
I guess that's true. Still, I think it will shock some people. Especially
Well.
Father Thomas. Yeah, you keep
Good,
saying
fuck
that.
him.
No, I don't really care if you understand.
We aren't counting on the media literacy of aughts to come through.
Okay.
Oh, the letter to Matthew.
Yeah. Now we can write to Matthew.
Oh, Cinny so.
Mm-hmm.
She said he'd do a great deal about the Abbey's history. And I have Esther's letter to answer too. I should write them both
Yeah,
now before
Luminata
bed.
said, yeah, Matthew's a fucking nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Ask him about all that
I should
shit.
read that
You
old book.
should read that
Yes.
book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do I read book? Hmm.
See, you have to go into your inventory and use the book item
Well,
on yourself.
I think you might automatically read the book after you write your letters.
I thought she said she was going to do it before she wrote the letters. Did she say after?
Oh, I
Um,
don't remember.
I
Well, I
thought it
mean,
was
I
like
don't
before
see...
sleeping. I thought it was.
Yeah, she said
in,
she should do both of them before sleeping. Um,
Yeah.
well, I don't
I
see
think
any other
it makes you
prompts.
read the book.
Yeah, I was like, I assume it's not like...
I
Yeah, I don't think we can not read the book.
That would suck if you could.
Where to begin? The old book. Okay, we're going to read it first. When the Romans, having conquered the town, built up the walls around it, they established many temples there. It's harder to read than I thought. The book isn't in great shape either. It's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Here's the section about the various dedications erected in the town. Ergo simulacrum in agre, Mars nostrum. I raise a vision in a field so that Mars may behold our work.
A vision, like, a recreation of something.
Diana. Sacatoriginosis. Diana sat in a place with water oozing up from herself. Oremus ut defendit oppidum. Let us pray so that he or she may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it. Oh no. Okay. Sister Gertrude and
Phew!
Balthus.
I was real
Yep.
worried there for a second.
Two. He's much better at Latin than anyone else in town. Maybe even Father Thomas, though he warned me not to bother him with secular books. Yes, we're not bothering. Father Thomas, hey, I've got this book, the Historia Tertiae.
Mm-hmm.
I should finish writing my letters. All right. It's the Archdeacon of Sion now. Wait to Esther too. Okay. Daughter of Tassing's town printer. My father and I are creating a mural for Tassing's rat house. We want to show the history of the town and the abbey. Mother Luminata told me you might be the best person to ask about Cursow's early history. I understand you are a busy man, but we'd be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know of any other places where we might learn about the abbey's history, we would appreciate it. Yeah, we'll butter him up. Sister Gertrude is still here with the poor Clares, and she speaks fondly of the old abbey. Thank you for your help. Right. Esther. Please forgive me for not writing sooner. So much has happened. Esther. Christ. Even as my last letter was en route to you, my dad was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. He survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy he can't get out of bed. Someday his eyes become foggy and his memory fails him. Dr. Stoltz said that he's not going to recover, that it's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. Of course, our good doctor is incompetent and a known drunkard, so he's been of little additional help. I only pray that between resting and my ministrations, Dad can at least be comfortable. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father or why. I found a note by him, too. All it said was, stop. It wasn't from the shop because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such sealed script, as far as I know. But anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They made a fuss about my being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I can't wait to leave this place. Maybe it's the coming of winter, but Tassing feels more and more cramped. I had enough of everyone asking me about the mural, doubting my skill, and asking me when I'm going to marry Utz. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores, and worrying about my dad. Utz has been coming over under the pretense of helping prepare my paints, too. I wish he'd stop. He's not subtle, and his flirting is annoying. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. Dr. Stoltz is right. I don't know how long I'll have. I hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love, Magda.
Oh, frog.
Below?
Frog.
No, turn back a page.
Oh,
I
that
assume it
frog.
was.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I assumed it was about Artemis and Apollo, but
Yes.
also, good
Yeah.
frog.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to Balt probably first about the Latin. But I assume everyone's asleep, so...
You have the option to stay awake. Maybe you can leave the home.
We can't actually go out this time. Just,
Oh.
gone out before. I guess I can go check quick, but... Okay. It's still just standing
Just
out here.
Standing there, being like, hello?
I'm standing all day waiting for you
Hello?
to talk to me.
Hoping you'll talk to him every time you pass by.
Yeah, I like that we just walk past him multiple times.
Mhm.
Just
Look, he's very persistent. It's annoying as shit.
Oh, this is open. Is it gonna be again that you're here in Balt? Yep. Okay.
Oh
Hey,
my
do you
God.
speak Latin? No. Okay.
Where's Baltus?
I assume he's upstairs in bed.
Well, I mean, that would be reasonable. Go to the inn. Find out if he's drinking at the inn.
God.
Well, Stoles might be still.
God.
Oh, what are you doing out here? Go to bed.
Drawing. He's drawing.
Dawn.
In the dark.
I've done that. Is it a good idea? Well, no.
Who's here? Yeah, Stoltz is up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna ask
He's doing
Stoltz.
great.
No, I don't think Stoltz would be much use, to be honest.
Gonna probably spill beer on the book.
Yeah, you make the book worse.
Everyone's
Ask
Son of
Mousefinger to
Mousefinger.
translate it.
Translate the book.
Uh-huh.
impeccable Latin skills.
Son of Mousefinger, translate the book.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Anchorus, do you speak Latin?
She's sleeping.
That's fair. Alright, sleep. And probably stop there. Mm-hmm. Many days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mail's got to be
Yeah.
delivered.
It's like maybe a week and a half or two.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yes, the Reichspostman.
That's a fast response. I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthew's letter. Oh,
Hey, it's his boyfriend in the background.
yeah.
Yeah, they have a cozy little place together.
Mr. Struckrin, I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Kirsau. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive.
Uh-huh.
I am not overly inclined to assist the people of Tassing in their endeavors to catalog the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Sometime after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Kirsau Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noblewoman of the Kirsau family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kirsau changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been done out of fear of being shut down, as double monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. Your neighbors put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Sic arsit historia, Kirsus. They burned the history of Kirsau. While we cannot change the past, I have heard that Sisters of the Poor Clares have formed a new chapter at the abbey. I can only hope that their love of apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of St. Maurice. Assuming they have not consigned the contents of Kirsau's former occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. It is hard to be overjoyed at the news of your neighbor's late regrets. Many of the injuries inflicted 18 years ago will never heal. Regret cannot undo what has been done, but we can all find redemption through Christ.
Thank
We
you,
must
Matthew.
pray for love and reconciliation in the days ahead. Winter comes swiftly. Huguenots and Lutherans plague my homeland.
Jeez. No, don't have to worry about them for too much longer.
Mm-hmm.
Here cometh the Sun King.
Thank the Lord you still live in a land ruled by the one true church. I hope this has been of some help to you and yours. May God keep and protect you. Most Reverend Matthew, Archdeacon of Sion.
Oh wow. Oh, I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
What?
There was a thing for Scion. I was like, oh, where's that specific?
Oh, yeah, we looked at it before. I can pull it up in
Oh,
the
okay.
glossary again. Because I don't remember offhand.
Esther.
Oh, Magdalene. I'm terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents send their deepest condolences. If we can provide anything from Prague, you need only send word. I know we are further away than it is easy to travel, but I will see what we can do. What Hashem allows. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet, the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Okay, yes, so perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt. That is all he could suggest. We pray to you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. Encouraged to hear that the town council let you continue the mural at all. The guilds here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You will like Prague much better than Tassing, I think. Truly, I cannot wait for you to visit. I don't know that the guilds would let her do that. They would have protected her father's right to complete it.
I think it comes up that if she married into a family that
Right, yes.
was doing the craft, she would still get to under
Yeah.
the guilds.
I'm glad that you have found some joy in your work in the mural in the meantime. We're all well here. Elisha has been carving a new set of woodcuttings, and Father has agreed to a new contract with the university. I found Summoned. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with Mother and Father quite often now, so I hope that I will be sending good news in my next letter. Hashem's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well, Esther.
Esther's a fun character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like her.
Mariner was supposed to come check on Dad today. I wonder where he is. Probably drunk in the inn.
Yeah.
Good morning, Magdalene. Morning, Dad. Feeling any better? Your fever broke at dawn this morning. A little stronger. All things in time. Do you want anything to eat before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be alright. A letter from the Archdeacon, yes. That's right. What did you learn from him? Yeah, he does seem pretty pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
People did chase him around with torches.
Yeah.
That was kind of a bad situation. Like, I don't think he was like necessarily in the right, like considering the everything going on with the church, but like, yeah, I would also have bad memories of that.
Yeah. He did say the abbey was founded by a noblewoman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. Fortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery. So much lost in one night. The Archdeacon did suggest the poor Clares might have held on to some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn more about Tassing's Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. Should talk to him. The miller's wife has a long family history in Tassing. She may know something about the local history the others have forgotten. Elsa. I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. But the Caviezel's used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her. I will. Maybe something remained in the Abbey's ruins. Should definitely see what's left. You be careful. Those ruins are dangerous. You can't stop me.
You can't stop me.
Just to take a look. Wear a scarf too. It's getting cold out now. I'll see you tonight, alright? Sunday frogs.
Sunday frogs. Sunday frogs.
Tassing's Christian history.
I'm glad you didn't rat out the twins.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Frogs,
Well,
frogs, frogs.
I think we have that to look forward to next time. Sunday frogs.
Sunday
Sunday
frogs.
Frog.
Next Sunday. Frogs.
Next Sunday,
Be
there
here.
will be frogs.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Yeah. Should be back next Sunday.
Come back next Sunday for more frogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to see those frogs.
Gotta. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Right.
Night, y'all.